Ross Jason Boehmly. Well, it's 5:30 p.m. 6/16, 2016. Today's newspaper, the local chief, or who they say is the local chief, doesn't look like a purebred, but he's the local chief. And Chris Anderson from last Tuesday on the 14th. Well, he's our local MMA fighter, and he's going to fight the guy for this third time, which sounds a little ridiculous, and I think they should have a better class and more people in this club, because why should you fight the same guy 3 times in a row who you just took the title away from and give him a rematch? Like he's going to be any better. Chris is going to kick his ass again, hopefully. But it's not a real fight, is it? We're not seeing the broken ribs from stomping of the chest and all that kind of stuff and broken legs. It's pretty mellow fighting in most senses. It's like a boxing match, some head wounds and bruised face. Anyhow, let's talk about the one shot of life. One shot of life is from the time you're born to the time you're dead. That's your one shot. It's not one shot, let's say, of testosterone and see how big you get, like somebody who's done it for 20 years, like Rich Piana might tell you. And your one shot at running like Usain Bolt, because he's done it his whole life, and he's been the best his entire career, as far as we know, and had to climb the ladder like anybody else. Practice. From K to 12, we're taught that's the way it works, and then we have to have the right education to go further to university to have the good grades and be human-controlled and accepted into a university and student loans. All necessities of life from the time we're born to the time we're 19 is controlled by the necessities, which is food, clothing, housing, and exercise by our parents. Age 14, you have the right to get a social insurance number and start working and buying your own stuff your parents can't buy you, and they can't take any money from you, supposedly. It's your piggy bank and your savings for your future, and that's the way it works. Steal money from a baby, they say. And you don't have to pay taxes till you're 19 either, I'm told. There we go. That's that. And then we go in, and minimum wage is human controlled as well, and how much you can live by, because nobody can live by it because housing's too out of control because the government's made it that way, or the people they have hidden under them. So you're always scraping by or starving to death. Human control and acts against humanity because it's like a slave camp, not making enough money to make ends meet. If your minimum wage doesn't account for how much it costs to live, eat, clothe yourself, have entertainment, have that vehicle to drive around in, and proper health care, then you're living in a jail, Holocaust camp, or concentration camp because you can't afford to live in society, and they're being cruel by having it outrageously overpriced. So you, the viewers, can't live in society. So grow up, Mom and Dad. We tried our hardest at our one shot of life, and you're part of the human control and being discriminating and saying everybody's a sponge off the taxpayers' money when you are being ignorant to your children on your mannerism because we can't find the right education. And every time we join something, there's somebody being a jackass and trying to torture you and be ignorant to you to run you out. Try the military, try the policing to get in, and they tell you, sorry, we don't need you, or you don't have the right education, or we don't need gunslingers. Oh well, that's human control too, because everybody has the right to apply for it, and like they changed all the rules, now they have a bunch of foreigners, I call it, people who are landed immigrants, coming to the country and taking the good jobs and having good jobs, like the United Kingdom people. Sorry to say, that's just the way I feel, because Canada's getting left out. Just like our sports program in the world, we don't have good athletes because you've messed around with hormones, and we don't have the right training because we can't afford to live in this country and breed as well. Wrecking our country called Canada and the structure of Canada. Everybody else dictating on how Canada's supposed to be. That's why we don't have these programs, and all athletes seem to go down to the United States of America. Or do they? Who knows? We don't have a good sports program. We don't even have a military compared to other United Kingdoms like India and Australia, compared to them as well. What's the problem with Canada, guys? Why isn't these things better off? Our one shot at life. All human controlled. It's not a gunshot. It's not a shot of a dart. It's not a shot of a water pistol. It's not one shot of testosterone to see how big you'll get, like I said, by Rich Piana. It's your life, human control. If you haven't lived the life from K to 12 that you saw fit and you were told life was, the sky's the limit, anything you put your mind to it, it means somebody repressed your life and caused you that harm to make you live in poverty or make you live that way. Because why? Everybody wants $1 million to pass off to their next generation of kids and make the next generation better, just like any monarch has done or any nobility has done as well. Isn't that the way it works? How was North America created at first? Probably a bunch of monarchs, nobility, all came to North America, as far as we understood at first, and started up all the businesses to start a new life without any titles of the past. That was the deal of becoming North America. They had to leave everything behind and they weren't entitled to nothing from the past. You're one shot at life. Do your personal best.